What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going backwards to the hits, to Badfinger.
Yes, this is a very old band on the channel. This was probably one of the first bands on the channel. I think
It was
really
actually
in like the first 5 videos, I think. And
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've been on here for a minute.
If you're the first time viewer and you like Badfinger, go back and look at all our old stuff and make sure you read the comments, because I think someone related to someone in Badfinger talked at one point.
Yeah, didn't somebody say somebody associated with the drummer?
I think
maybe
did.
Something like that.
It was so cool.
But that's really cool that y'all watched the video and enjoyed it.
Yeah, so go in there and check out that.
Yes.
We're gonna pick right now our song from the comments. We already looked at them and we noticed that there were 2 songs right out the bat.
There was this song right here, Beth Crumpton. We're gonna go ahead and read your comment. It said, Peter Ham was a beautiful soul. That was the singer, I'm pretty sure. Probably too good for this world, and certainly too good for the music business. That's probably facts.
We were just talking about that this week, about the singer. And
yeah. And P.S. you should give a listen to In the Meantime / Some Other Time.
Okay.
From the Wish You Were Here album, if you haven't already.
Right.
And then right under that, Tiger Rogers said, I second the review of In the Time / Some Other Time.
Right.
Very progressive with great orchestration. The first part was written and sung by drummer Mike Gibbons.
What?
Who also plays piano on it. The second part by guitarist Joey Molland.
Wow. So this is a lot.
Very interesting.
Yeah, this is a lot different because Peter Ham's not mentioned in the credits right there.
In the writing, yes. Or I'm not sure if he's always like writing the songs or if the drummer's always writing or what. Who's the real writer?
See, we talked about, that's what I asked you about just yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one who said, let's do another Badfinger song, because I was listening to some Badfinger this week, and every time I listen to him, I'm just in awe of the music, and I was like, who was like the heart of the band? You know, who
of the
was
writing
it?
and stuff like
that.
that.
Yeah. And tell us in the comments who was like predominantly, right?
Like
just
we all know for Rush, it was Neil. And we all know for, I don't know, Pink Floyd, there's a lot of Roger and a lot of Gilmore. But like, who was it for this? Was it Peter Ham?
I always thought it was Peter Ham, but based on this, I'm wondering. Also, tell us in the comments why. How did they get away with creating the album Wish You Were Here when there is an iconic album by Pink Floyd called Wish You Were Here?
Theirs came out first.
Theirs came out first?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that for sure. Or maybe they told me that, but it's been a while since we did any of the reactions.
No, they completely came out first. It was like a year before.
Then how did Pink Floyd get away with
I don't know.
this?
Well, maybe it wasn't released yet because of like maybe it was made then, but because of all their crappy management, maybe it never even got released really. Because I think that might be the case.
Here's the question. Does Badfinger have a Wish You Were Here song?
I don't think
because
they do.
We do know that the original Wish You Were Here song
from Pink Floyd, would be the original though.
It would have been the original.
I don't know if they have a song.
They don't have a title song?
I don't think they do.
What's on the cover of the album? Because the Wish You Were Here from Pink Floyd's got that fire handshake with the person on fire.
We did a song from Wish You Were Here. I don't know the name. I forgot the name of it.
The album cover?
Yeah. You'll recognize it.
All right, well, let's do this song.
All right. Hopefully this audio is good on this YouTube video.
Is this mine? That's my volume?
Yeah. This is Badfinger, In the Meantime, Some Other Time. All right, here we go.
that's a good
pause it
spot.
right there.
That's a good spot. Bro, this one's a banger, man.
This
I like
thing
this song.
It sounds very, very complicated, and it sounds a lot different from
does.
anything we've heard from them. I think.
I guess that's cause the drummer, and maybe we're gonna find out that Peter Ham was the strongest, writer in the group. But these two dudes did it. I mean, think about the Doors for a minute. "Light My Fire" was written by Robbie, the guitarist. And "Light My Fire" is one of the best songs of all of the Doors, catalog.
Yeah, I think this is I think it's the orchestral parts. Whoever commented, it might have been Beth or Tiger, but they said the orchestral stuff in it is very prominent, and obviously it is. I mean, you heard that intro. It's got a very, I feel two things coming from it. I feel a very Sgt. Pepper's vibe from all the orchestral stuff.
Right.
And then I also feel a very ELO vibe from it, because you got violins up in here.
Right.
All throughout it, and that's how ELO is a lot of the time. And I definitely get an ELO vibe.
And we
from
know
it.
that George Harrison was involved to some degree with Badfinger, right?
Yeah, I heard he played the slide guitar on some tracks.
Something, and I think he helped form the band or something. I don't remember, but were they recording at Abbey Roads? I can't remember, but it sounds like they were close enough to be at bars talking to people and hearing about what other people were doing, and kind of in the in the scene. Because you're right, man, it does sound like a lot of those things you just mentioned, except it still sounds like their sound. And it was man, dude, we love ELO. So just imagine where they would have went with the thing. ELO's got that real electronic sound. And
this is just the violin sound from ELO, but then they substitute the electronic part with just guitars and distortion and rock.
Well, let's talk about that intro. That thing is eerie and ethereal,
very
haunting and cool.
Yeah.
Hats off to them to create such a
like a horror
sound.
movie almost. It sounded like part of a soundtrack.
Yeah, I know I was joking around, looking around, but I really, really, really liked it.
Yeah, and it went into. I didn't think it was gonna go into anything, but they made it go into the song.
It went into the song really good, and when they went into the song, it was a little choppy at the beginning with the drums going, and then the guitar would kind of step in and just play a little. Then they would play a little piano, and then they would step in, and then I don't know how many seconds we were in, like 40 seconds in or something. It hits the groove. Man, it turns super
and it's got
groovy.
that doom 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 doom.
Once they let the guitar,
time.
once they stop starting and stopping the guitar, and they let him just vibe with that groovy sound, man, it is good. He is just sitting there like just going with it. It sounds really, really good. However, there's a good chance you could have played me this song, and if you wouldn't have told me, I wouldn't have guessed it was Badfinger. It's that much out of step with what I
once
know
I
about
heard the
them.
vocalist, the singer, I think I would have been like, I think I could have recognized it from the vocals. But if you played me the first intro, I'd never guess it was Badfinger. They never
Hats off to them,
used
man.
orchestral
Listen,
to that level.
That took like courage and musical talent to create that, and to say, you know what, this is very weird, but this sounds good, and we're gonna use it.
Yeah.
I like that slow down.
But in the middle of the ocean, things gonna be this way. To speak of love, devotion,
Oh yeah.
and dying. First you must realize a man, can you spare the trade?
I got to comment. I know I'm stopping it quick, but I got to comment on the very big upgrade in vocal work that's being done in this part. Do you hear how much more effect they're putting on it? How many more
There is
echoes they're
definitely
putting
a
on
modulation on it.
And there's echoing, and they're layering it several times. It sounds. I wish he would have started his lyrics like that, but it's good he's breaking it down in the middle like this with it, because to me, it matches it.
We always say switch ups are always
The best.
welcomed.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And this one, we've had violin, fast part, and now a slow part.
I think I might have heard a
They're
horn.
going crazy.
I might have heard a horn in the background. All right, keep it going.
The trade. And in the heat of your emotions, everything leaves
fire.
We got 10 seconds left.
Oh
Let's
my
keep it going.
gosh. All right, go back 10 seconds. I didn't know. Oh, that ending was nice.
They snapped on that.
Oh, y'all should have said this is like their opus. Like this is their masterpiece.
That's like their 2112 a little bit.
That was incredible. They could have kept going.
They could have made that a
more.
12-minute song.
They could have kept going. I think I never lost interest.
Wow.
That was.
I never heard that song before. And I've heard a couple.
But Beth and Tiger, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You held the glasses half the song.
I had to.
I know.
Man, dude, that song. Listen, first, some of the things I want to mention is hats off to the lyric writer. He put some lyrics into this thing. I mean, that's
a lot of lyrics.
He vocalized a lot.
That was a lot of talking.
All his words were awesome. They
Yeah.
were all
And then the
great.
second half after that middle slow section, they are just in that pocket perfectly.
They
They're
kill it.
dead in that pocket.
They don't let you go. It's
They're-
like they pull you in and they
hooked
got you.
When you hook a fish, they got about 5 hooks in that
Yeah.
shit.
And even though it was repetitive, it wasn't because they kept bringing that
Because they had drum rolls and different lyrics, drum rolls.
Yeah.
I think I heard some horns in there. It was a lot going on, but I heard some horns. I heard some cellos. I heard a lot in there.
Man, they went off. Listen, that should have been the title song of the album. I mean, that was crazy. I think the title of the song was "I Can Remember." He says that the most.
That's true, but again, like we said, if it has a slash,
it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
It just proved it again.
It always is good. It's always at least like an 8 out of 10 or higher. And this was like a 9 or 10 probably. This is insane.
I would say too. I know they were in a big studio, a hot studio, man, because you cannot mix that. You can't mix the violins and all that in and make it sound that tight and that good.
That tight. No,
Imagine how much you could mess that up if you mixed it wrong.
No, there's somebody that
perfectly. Somebody had a PhD in sound mixing. They were killing it. No, but somebody was really good. I want to know, did they play with the orchestra or did the orchestra come in behind them? Because they're not like, they didn't have the synthesized, right? They couldn't synthesize.
I heard something that sounded a lot like a synthesizer, but it was not, because I'm sure it was probably a violin.
Well, I'm saying they couldn't synthesize violins like we can today, right? They couldn't do that. I don't think they could do that. Those are real violins playing.
Yeah, that's a real orchestra playing right there.
My question is, shoot, did Jeff Lynne get inspired by them? Was this song an inspiration? Because
that's
to
true.
me, I mean, listen,
I think if Jeff Lynne heard this, he would be like, "This is hot right here."
Sgt. Pepper. What do you think? Sgt. Pepper.
This is
pretty
way
incredible.
more complicated than
Yeah,
Sgt. Pepper's.
I think
Sgt.
so.
Pepper's has some big orchestral parts, but they're simple compared to this. This is a lot more complicated, and this is a lot more going on. Way more going on.
I would be willing to bet. And you guys tell us.
But compared to ELO, though, ELO is definitely on par with this, if not more. But ELO has a different electronic sound, like Turn to Stone. That sounds like you're in outer space. And this sounds like you are not in outer space.
So for me, I'm thinking, and tell us the people who really know Badfinger, I got vibes from Timeless by Badfinger, which was also very experimental. And I wonder if the writers, the guys who collaborated to create this masterpiece, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they were the ones involved with Timeless, because Timeless also has a lot of heavy voice manipulation, and that's another thing that stood out to me. One of the things I love about Badfinger is their chorus parts. There was no chorus part in this, and there was no chorus part. I'm talking about when they're all singing together.
I think they had a little bit of that in this.
There's no chorus part in Timeless hardly.
I think they had a little bit of the chorus, but I think it was just drowned out by so much in the mix. Because while it was mixed very well, you can only mix so well when there's an orchestra, electric guitar with distortion, people singing, and drums, and just so much going on.
Right.
I think they might have been in there just hidden. I don't know. But
they The ending
during the big parts, I could hear the bass during like when it got quiet, but during the big parts, the bass was non-existent.
Right.
But during when it was just like doom 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 doom, I could hear a bass a little bit.
The last guitar tone that they chose for that little bit of a solo was nice.
That solo could have been way longer too. He was doing good.
We talk about that. We talked about several songs that do that.
And if he's a writer on the song, I was expecting him to have a whole 1.5 minute long solo because he's a writer on the song. I would think if the guitarist is a writer on the song, then usually they get a little spotlight.
They give themselves a spotlight.
Yeah, but not really on this one.
No, and he went out. I hope he used that later, that sound and that riff again, because he had something good going with that. And he just used it for like 15 seconds.
I think he does use that riff later in a different song on the album because it sounded a little similar to something he played. Man, dude,
that song was a lot better than you guys sold it in the comments.
That's
true. That was really good.
Beth, you're lucky that you had Tiger second that because
you might have passed it up because it didn't have.
I mean, the Slash already did give it a little bit of props.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you to Beth Crumpton and Tiger Rogers for commenting for that, and everyone else that commented in this comment section as well.
My goodness.
You get a heart, you get a heart.
That song was amazing, and I'm definitely putting that in the playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right up there with all the great 70s songs, man. You just start naming great 70s.
And that's a lot of transitions for a 70s song.
It is a lot.
I can't think of a 70s song off the top of my head that has like 3 transitions in it. That's a lot. Except for like Animals or something, excluding that. But not really.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you said the 2112 for them, because it was an epic song.
Yeah.
It is. Man, dude. I wasn't expecting that. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. I didn't know that there were still some big surprises from Badfinger.
Yeah,
what
I
else
didn't even hear that one before.
Put your comments in here and we'll choose. Who knows what else I'm in store for? Because that right there, that was blow away.
I'm
man.
in store for either. I never heard that one
before.
before.
You never heard that one.
No,
yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, that must be really exciting for you because you're a big Badfinger. You're the one who brought it to me.
Yeah.
And then to hear something you haven't heard before.
Yeah. Because most of the stuff I've heard.
Didn't we try one? We tried one. We tried some, and they were good, but they were a step down. They were just a step down compared to what the great Badfinger songs were. So I wasn't expecting to hear like a step up.
This was the most complicated song we've heard from them by far, and it's the most ambitious for sure. This was, and it always is when you got the Slash. It's always very ambitious song.
Yeah.
Every time you see that Slash in the title, but yeah. All right. Well, that was Badfinger. In the meantime, / some other time. Tell us what to react to next from Badfinger in the comment section, and if you see a comment or if you see a suggestion in there that you like, make sure that you either like it or you comment I second that or I agree with you or something like that, because obviously it helped Beth right here get her reaction on the channel. So yeah,
yes, it did.
We're gonna see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction, and yeah, we're out. Peace.